Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome to Seasons to Journey. I'm Miss Shay. Have you ever asked yourself, why can life be so unpredictable? It can be so unpredictable. Have you ever asked yourself that? Just that requires all the changes that you have to go through. You have to endure changes when these unpredictabilities come, and they come in every season of life. Every season is a journey, and every journey is unpredictable. And we just have to embrace it in the best way we can. And then the more positive embrace, the better, the more better outcome, the more that you will benefit in your growth and development. So this is good to kind of ponder on sometime, to think on the unpredictability of change. Life is unpredictable because it's constantly being shaped by forces. It's being shaped by forces that's beyond our control, natural events, our decisions, even Yah's divine plan for our lives. So, and it's unknown mysteries of existence itself that gives this unpredictability that we experience. So, you just have to think about, things that causes it to be that way, in a sense. Kind of think about it, like the complexity of the world, of the universe. Even Yah created the universe. He created all things, and we can't even begin to fathom the things of Yah. We can't even we don't understand everything that pertaineth to Yah. That He only gives us and shows us in part. So that is why we're always trying to predict and figure what to do going forward, and trying to pretty much master ourselves in this change, and how to kind of I would say coast or float, or maybe kind of glide through the change. I don't know, just smoothly the transition and all is what's really a good thing to try to master. But even when you think you've mastered that, it's just it can be something turbulent coming. You never know. So we just know that it's unpredictable, and the universe is vast, and the world is changing, and it's big. It's a big world, and it's a small world too, but it's a big world. Well, it depends on how you think of it. Life is interconnected in ways that we can't fully grasp with our minds sometimes, and just a single event ripples effects that influence multiple areas in our life that we have to be aware of. Nature operates in laws, and that is something to think about when you get these, multiple effects, and these, constant, things that are just surging. It may be feeling like a surge at times when you have unpredictable change. But yeah, life it kind of operates in laws, so we gotta understand, like similar, like for example, the laws of gravity. What goes up must come down. That's just one simple law that you have to pay attention to. Of course, if you're gonna know that there's gonna be a change, then you understand why the change is happening, and then you understand what laws that you're operating on when you are initiating or doing things that will affect that when you're operating in the law that will affect that. And so, yeah, one law that is a really good, solid example that maybe you can wrap your mind around, or I can wrap my mind around, is what goes up must come down, right? So, thinking on that law, you kind of understand that when we are journeying through our seasons, that we are having to understand that we can initiate a change by what we do. So, what goes up must come down means, of course, what it says. If I jump up, I'm coming down. The higher I jump, the harder I'm coming down, because the laws of gravity. So that's just an example of one thing. There's other laws. I'm not a big scientist, but I like chemistry. I love chemistry, yeah. So, but it's other laws like change of energy. You're going to lose something in that change. There's got to be a loss because it's energy being used. And so whenever you're using energy, you have to predict how much you're using and how that will give you it would help you to see how much loss that you may have in the change, if you know what I mean. But yeah, just know that we're operating with nature, with the laws of nature, and sometimes we can create unexpected outcomes, whether like the change of the weather. Even the weather changes, like there could be natural disasters, God forbid, but even biological processes changes, like our bodies when we're maturing, when we're growing out of being a child into an adult. So that's one of the changes that is beyond our control, So we also have a free will that will kind of, it's part of an unpredictable type of changes. Our free will initiate a change, initiate something of that effect of our outcome. So free will has got something to do with your choices. You have the power to make your own choices. And that's what the Most High has given us. He's given us a choice because he's such a merciful YAH. He's so merciful and so, thoughtful and just loving enough to just allow us to have a choice. And that means that the outcome can't always be predictable. It actually can, in a sense, because we all know that it's just similar to the laws of gravity when you're making a choice. You're planting good seeds or you're planting bad seeds. And so when you're choosing to do good, not all time though, good to come to you, but basically for the most part, we are usually, it's better to just do good because you're more likely to have good come to you. And you do bad, and eventually there's something that's not good that's going to be going on, and you have to reap what you sow. So that's another thing that we have to understand when we're choosing and we're deciding on things in life that affects our change. So these are things that affect, and then it's like things that affect our change and what causes it to be unpredictable. So that you know, very, very easy to, I mean, it seems to be, it can be very, very, well, it seems to be very easy to make a choice and just to have the certain outcome, but we have all kind of other mysteries that kind of intertwines with making our own free choices. And even when it comes down to other people, we interact with others who have their own thoughts and emotions and actions that lead to unforeseen circumstances that you just have to choose the right people to be in your around you, so that you kind of know that they're gonna make a better a choice that would help you not to experience such a bad or a rough, turbulent type of unpredictable change, basically. Because we're looking for smooth transitions. We're looking for, just something. We're looking for grace and positivity and just able to transition with peace. And, of course, we're looking for heavenly, gifts from above. Anything that reflects the YAH's nature, that he can, off from heaven. We just want heaven on earth, basically. At least I do. So, yeah, we want that, and so that's what we have to understand, that when you're connecting with others, we have to know that could be something to either make or break us. But I wouldn't say make or break. I would say that could help us, and that could help us to stay on a constant, on not such a rough or turbulent transition in our changes as we are navigating through our journey in each season. So just think about it, just like a weather storm, it's like the weather. You have to, you might go through the storm, but what are you using to protect yourself? I don't know if that connected, but whatever. Let's go forward. Sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't transition well, let's say that. But anyway, so there is other things that kind of affects unpredictable change in our lives, which is our growth. And I mean, of course, growing in spiritually, I would say, even physically, or mind, body, soul, and what you're doing to help that growth could help for a good transition. Things we put in our bodies will help us to grow healthy or not, or things that we put in our mind will help us to grow wise, or and just things that, as you go and journey through, which I call them jewels, that you put into yourself, so that you are able to utilize them as you're journeying through life. And each season, it will help with the transitions through the seasons. So that is something to think about, growth and transformation, because we definitely have transformational growths, unpredictable changes. We grow emotionally, mentally, and spiritually as well, and then emotionally, that one is sometimes is a little tougher, because it's got a lot to do with feelings, and feelings are it could be a big distraction in disguise, because they come from a lot of different places. You could be whatever environment you're putting yourself in could cause certain feelings. And an example of that is just, every time I go to say a ball game, I'm saying a ball game because everyone I noticed, when I first moved to Houston, I know Michigan has a good ball team and they like sports, but when I first moved to Houston, it just was the biggest sports stuff ever going on. It was so many tailgating parties or games, and it just was. I mean, I didn't even really like sports because, my dad was a big football fan, and he wouldn't. I was a daddy's girl, so he wouldn't let me sit on his lap when he watched the football game. So I just hated football for some reason. I hated it because my dad was so into it, and it would take all day on Sunday. All day. It just would not, oh my God, the game would not end. So it would be so long that I forget, and I end up playing with all the other children by the end of the day. It'll be nighttime, and I'm like, the game is over, but it's not, but still, by the time I'd have to just not even worry about Sundays. I learned to just say, okay, Sundays is out. It's the football day. But anyway, that environment of being in a game, because I went to a few of them, I ended up liking games later in life, though. But anyway, I went to a few of them, and knowing that environment put me into certain feelings that, well, at first they were not good, but they turned out to being better because it just felt like you were having so much fun. Everybody's feeling the same way. They want the game. They just love being there and in that environment. So that's what I mean about being, just thinking about the environment you're putting yourself in emotionally and how that can draw you out of, depending on what you're doing, which a lot of times what we're supposed to be doing is keeping ourselves in the love of YAH. That's my goal. I don't know. I'm just saying. My goal, if your goal is keeping yourself in the love of YAH and to keep your mind stayed on Him, then sometimes emotional things like that can distract you. So, so just say my goal is the keys of the kingdom, to enter into the kingdom. And He says, well done, thy good and faithful servant. No. Oh man, that'll be a good day. I mean, it is a good day. It is the best. Well, anyway, so just say that's happening, and that is happening. It is. But we definitely have to get our emotions under control and check them and make sure that they're not controlling us, and something's not drawing us away from our goal with our emotions. So that unpredictable change can happen when we allow that to be that way, when we have to just take control of that. It's because we have a choice. We have our own choice. That's what the beauty of it is. YAH has given us that. And that's what I am, But let's make the good choices. So we can actually, let's see. There's a lot of unpredictable situations that will or can affect our change. So we have to, it just, whatever you can think of cannot kind of push you into a way, or I would say a way of evolving, a way of growing into a stable, more stable change pattern. I would say, not change, but you're trying to be as stable as you can, because we definitely know that we're navigating through our journey in life, and change is going to happen, and the more stable we are throughout this transitions, then the easier the transition. So, because there are hidden blessings that are in disguise in each, development, because it's like a growth. It's like a level up, basically. I call it level up, because as you transition, as you grow, as you learn to adapt, as you understand what triggers what when you're changing, as change or unpredictable changes happening, it's like when you're going through the seasons, you understand what to do next season. You have gathered things and you've learned about the weather. You've learned about what happens when there's a hurricane. You learned about what happens when there's flooding and what you have to do in that case, or not, or what to have, what to prepare before that even comes, to be able to, to be able to just weather the storm, I should say. Even the snowstorms, we just snowed this year in Houston. Oh my. It was a snow. It was like a lot of snow. I couldn't believe it. But anyway, that was a change that we had. And, if I had been in Michigan, that change wouldn't have been so serious, because in Michigan we still go to school and it'd be like 3 to 5 inches and a foot of snow. We're going to school. There are cars out everywhere. But here in Houston, we had like 8 inches, and I think it was about 8 to 10 inches. And some places, depending on where you are, where you were. And yeah, everything shut down, everything. And that wasn't, I just was like, oh, I forgot, I had went to the store. It was normal to me. I was like, that's nothing. But, there's some people that they didn't have snow. They didn't know that. So that's what I'm saying. Once you learn and you've been through things, and it just toughens you up for the next round, for the next season. So that's why we, kind of pay attention to, and be ready and be prepared, So that's where the hidden blessings are. When you're prepared, you have got your oil in your lamp. you are ready. You are ready for whatever comes, and you don't have to run and get water at the last minute and stand in a long line, or get gas. I remember a long time ago, and we had that one hurricane. It was here in Houston. I think it was Ike. It was right after Katrina. It was Hurricane Ike here in Houston. Oh my, the gas was so long. It's like, even if you waited in that long line, by the time you got up there, you could be in a situation where there was no way to get gas. That it was empty. They were shutting down tanks. They were shutting down stations, and it was like, wow, And there were some people who traveled and tried to get out of town, but I just felt like, oh no, I can't be in that traffic. Thank goodness I didn't go, because, so I made a choice not to, which helped the transition easier, because we weren't stuck in traffic and there's some people that ran out of gas out there, and they had to try to get their vehicle back or get it somewhere. They got to get AAA, and everybody needed it, so it took longer, things like that. So, little choices, unpredictable choices that you have to make can affect your change as well. It can affect your transition when you're changing. So just know that. And so, we sometimes we just don't know. We just have to take our chance. But I use prayer and meditation. I do. I pray to the Most High. I keep the Spirit close to me and I try to do that, and that all the time. And that means that He's gonna give me, because there's a scripture I wanna. It's in Proverbs. This scripture is perfect. What is that scripture? Proverbs. It's like acknowledging Yah in all my ways, and He'll direct my path. So let me see. Okay, it says, it's Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Elohim with all thine heart, and lean not into your own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct thy paths. So that's what I want to do, and He will direct you. He will do it. He will. He's faithful. So try to keep your focus on the things above, and he will definitely help your transitions to be smoother, and then your growth will be beneficial, and you'll end up with more. Um, you'll end up with a better outcome because you'll have more renewal. That's what the word I'm looking for. Renewal in your growth. It will be just. It's really it's good. Renewal is like the Holy Spirit. It's something like that. It's like it's a freshness. It's a you'll feel, I'm sure you have to know if you've been I'm just positive that you've had a renewal, because it is a refreshing. So sometimes when we have our renewals, or we have our hidden blessings in disguise, it can look like a chaos or a setback. A lot of times when you have that real chaos, I tell my children, I used to tell them, when things are getting that chaotic, and there's something going on where it means a blessing is right there. Keep pushing, and you're leading up to something better. You're getting it there. Many people look at setbacks as they're unpredictable events that, and they realize it's really turning points in their life for personal and spiritual growth. It helps their personal and spiritual growth. So these are turning points. So don't be afraid of them. Don't let fear take you under, because when you have that fear, it's blocking the way of your freedom to transition through each season. So you don't want that. You don't want that to be blocked. You only can experience one or the other, either faith or fear. And faith is over fear. I have a shirt that says that, faith over fear. I like that saying. And it's true. It really is. So, sometimes we have to test our faith. We have to test our resilience. Life itself challenges us in that. So that's how we test it. We test it by looking back at what happened before and how did we handle this situation in the past. And that right there, it'll be the marker. It'll be the marker on your progress and your transitions and through your journeys through each season. And each season has a different pattern of whatever it is that you experience. Experience. So just hang in there, because it's a lot of things that go on, but we can get through it. We're gonna do it, and it's gonna be good, because you have you've gone over what it takes to have a change. While unpredictability, it can be very challenging, but it also makes life rich and surprising, and it's full of opportunities and full of growth. And what matters most is how you respond to it and how you bounce back. Your faith and your adaptability, your willingness to learn from every experience is the key to all your change, your unpredictable change especially. So just keep pushing and never give up, because he who endures to the end, the same shall be saved. All right. If you have anything you want to share about your change or how you overcome I just love testimonies. Feel free to, you could email me, seasons2journey@gmail.com. I could put it in the description. And that's seasons, SEASONS, number 2, journeys, JOURNEY, @gmail.com. You can actually put something in the comments and, describe a change you may have had and how you've overcome. And I pray that he received the glory. That's what I look for, changes that I know the Most High had the glory on that, because, if I just want him to, you just acknowledge him in all your ways, and he will direct your paths, and that's when you know he's done it, because he'll have the glory. So, all right, bless you, and I will see you next time. All right, shalom.